Hey, how's everybody doing today on this good old Tuesday afternoon? What you all doing? I hope y'all woke up today speaking life into yourself, speaking manifestation over your life. I hope ain't nobody wake up today and forget to love on yourself this morning. I hope your day started off amazing. I hope the rest of your day is amazing. I hope everybody's having a miraculous day because that's what you all deserve. No questions about it, okay? I don't care what you went through so far as the day going on. You keep on thriving. If it started off a little rough, keep on pushing for it to become better. And it will. Be determined to be happy in any situation. Be determined to just find the best outcome in any situation. Some outcomes, are hard to find something good in, but you can do anything. You can manifest anything in your mind. You can manifest a good day. You can turn a bad situation good. You can try to insert understanding in places where you don't understand. And if you just can't find the understanding, ask God to guide you and lead you. Clear your vision so that you can see the purpose of what you're going through or why you're going through it. Because as I've informed you all before, it's going to be life lessons and we're going to have tests, a whole lot of tests before we blessed. That's just the way it go. A lot of people, it's not fair. In a lot of situations, you feel like you shouldn't have to go through so much to get to your blessings. You feel like you're a good person. You're always doing good for people. Why it seems like you're the one that always going through. You always saving everybody else and can't save yourself. Hey, no more drama. You feel like you trying to save everybody else and can't save yourself. And you just wonder why these tests have to keep coming to me? Why do I always have to be in the category of your strongest soldier? Lord, I'm weak. I can't do it. And again, that's a human emotion. We all feel that. Nobody can blame you for being human. Just because you have a little doubt sometimes don't mean you don't have faith. But just know that even if you find yourself in self-doubt, don't stay there too long, okay? Believe in God, ask God to help you, ask God to guide you, ask God to turn your situation around. Even if it's just you yourself, ask God to fix you, ask God to, guide you, ask God to feed your mind, ask God to, guide your mouth, to help you say the right things out of your mouth. Because a lot of us need help with that. I tell God all the time, God, please guide my tongue, Lord, because the things I want to say, I know I shouldn't say, but I'm in a position that I'd have been pushed. So, if you don't stop it, Lord, I'm going to say it now. It's going to come out because I'm perfectly imperfect, God, and I don't want to have to bite my tongue. It's hard to bite the tongue hurt, but sometimes, it's necessary to bite your tongue and just hold on to what you want to say because it ain't the right thing to say. And you've been to say something out of anger that puts something out into the world you don't deserve. So that's what I just want y'all all to make sure that you are speaking positivity over your life, speak manifestation over your life. Anything in this word that you want, speak it over yourself. And when you start talking about the stuff that you want in life, don't be like, well, I want that, but it's too this or it's too that. No, I want this. That's what you said. That's what you mean. I want this new home. I want this new car. I will have this new home. I will have this new car. Don't even say you won't, say I will have. Start thinking about what you're going to put in your new house. Hey, the nitty gritty on toxic relationships. Go ahead and speak that out. Go ahead and start decorating your home in your head. Go ahead and start shopping for the things you're gonna want in that new house that you manifested. Go ahead and just start speaking life into yourself. Go ahead and pick out your floor mats and stuff for that new car you manifested. Whatever it is that you want in this life, it can be yours. There's nothing out of reach for you. It may seem like it because you're focusing on a now and what you can physically see now. That's why it seems like it's unreachable. But you don't need to focus on what you can see. You focus on what you know you're going to have because you're going to have it. But you got to believe it as much as I believe it for you. You got to believe it for yourself. You're going to have it. Ain't no room for self-doubt in this season. What I told y'all the end of last year. We are going into the reaping season. You will reap the seeds that you have sown. Get ready for your harvest and stop self-doubting yourself. What makes you think that somebody else worth it more than you? What makes you think that somebody else deserves a good life and, to have good health and you don't? And I know even when it's, people that their health is being attacked, when they're going through all the pain and they're enduring and, they just get to the place where they be like, I just want to give up. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of going through this pain. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up. Every day that you're able to wake up, there is a chance. I don't care what the doctors say. I don't care what your neighbors say, what your family say. I don't care. God has the last say so of your life. Don't let these doctors speak the life out of you. Because see, what people don't understand, sometimes even with your health, once they put it in your mind, your mental controls everything. Hey, Wanda Clayton. So when you start believing you sick, your body starts to react as if you're sick. And that's facts. Be in total control of yourself. If you don't control your mind, you don't control nothing. If you can't control your own mind, you can't control nothing in your life and nothing around you. Again, that mind controls everything. That's why when those doctors give you those awful words, you start thinking that you about to go right now. Let's just use Miss Holler for example. How long ago those doctors said that she was going to be gone? That was back in June. She didn't leave here till December. But let the doctors tell her she would have been gone real soon after they gave her that bad news. But she fought and waited on God to come get her. God came and got her when he was ready for her. These doctors only give you their medical professional opinion. That don't mean it's gonna stick. But a lot of people, that's what happened. Once they tell them that bad news, it gets into their head and they start living their everyday life like they sick. You ever heard somebody go to the doctor and they was just fully healthy before they went? And they ran tests on them and oh, Miss such and such, or Mr. such and such, I need you to come into the office today. They go into the office that day still feeling fine, feeling healthy. And then the doctor give them that bad news. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, we found the C word, or we found diabetes, or we found some other illness. And then all of a sudden, you notice that their body is starting to show signs of the sickness. You know why? Because they let it get in their head and they started to live their everyday life like that. They started living their everyday life like they were sick. So their body reacted to the things that they allowed this doctor to put in their mind. Yeah, you're going to hear it, but you don't have to start living like that. Stop giving up on yourself as soon as you get bad news. Fight for yourself, because can't nobody fight for you like you can fight for you. You are in total control of your destiny. And we all know that there are illnesses that take us out of here. I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is, show yourself some grace. Don't immediately start living your life like a sick person. If you know you was fine before you walked in there, but as soon as he gave you the bad news, you went out of there, and 2 days later, you start feeling fully sick. That's you giving up on you, because now all you can think about is what this doctor done told you. And of course, it's a human emotion. And we put so much trust into these doctors that we believe whatever they tell us. But see, again, your body's reacting to your mind. That's why you find yourself going downhill so fast. When you felt perfectly fine before you got those results. But now you're going to train your mind to fit this death sentence that the doctor done gave you. You done programmed your mind to move on that death sentence. You didn't program your mind to say, I'm going to make it through this. You didn't program your mind to say, I don't care what these doctors say. God got the last say so. You didn't know. You started moving sick. You immediately started moving sick, and then your body started reacting, and it became sicker and sicker and sicker. Because you chose to now stop your life. Instead of going out and just say, I'm going to live, and I'm going to go out and do whatever in this world that I want to do, you want to sit home and, slumber in your sorrows. This is when stress intervenes, which is a silent killer. This is when organ failure intervenes because your whole body's operating off of what your mind is telling it. And what your mind is telling is that there's no more chance for me. The doctor said this gonna happen to me, so this is what's gonna happen. No. Choose to live. Choose to live. And know that if God forbid it do happen, it wasn't the doctor, it was God. Because God not coming for you until He's ready. The doctors don't tell God what to do. God don't need no help. But you can be your own worst enemy even when it comes to your health. Just like I say, in your life, in your situations, in your with your spouses, with your children, with your career, you could be your own worst enemy. Enemy number one. But see, that's the hardest thing to envision because you're like, oh, I know I love myself. I would never do this and that. Yes, you did. You unconsciously did it to yourself because you believed that the doctor had total control over where you was going or when you was going. Know who you are and whose you are. You understand me? And I'm never going to stop saying that because that's very important. And know that God's will shall be done in every aspect of your life, regardless of who don't want it to be. Plenty of people come out of and they be miracles. Plenty of people, you know how many people in this world have come off of hospice? When they doctors don't put them on hospice, but they end up coming off of hospice and living years and years and years after hospice because one day they woke up and they decided to live. One day they woke up and they understood that this doctor don't have the last say so over me. One day they woke up and understood who they were and whose they were. You change your mind frame, you change your life. Changing your mind frame is imperative. Yes, facts. No more drama. That's right. Change your mind. You change your mindset. You will change your life. I promise you that. Put more into living than just existing. Because every day you wake up don't mean you living. Some of us just existing. So because we sit there and we hold ourselves back from the things that we know we want to do in life, but we feel like we're not worthy of them, or we ain't got enough money to do them, or or I just got so much other stuff I got to do, so I can never make it there. Take a risk. Bet on yourself. What bigger risk in this world that you can take is on yourself in a good way? You'll never fail yourself when you bet on you. Everybody under the sound of my voice, bet on you. And you're going to come out victorious. Nothing's going to be able to stop your blessings from overflowing. That investment in yourself will come back 1,000 times fold. Just like you bet on stocks. You bet on those who pay cards, those who gamble. You bet on all those things. And those things you have no control over, but you'll still bet on them. Some people do their life savings when they gamble. But you mean to tell me you can't invest in yourself? But you can invest in man-made games that are usually just set forth to make other people rich. They don't care that you just sat at their table and bet all your money knowing that you really didn't have it because you're looking for a blessing at a gambling table. They didn't care about taking every dime from you. But you bet on yourself, you won't lose. That's a guaranteed return. And you have total control over it. It ain't no fine print. You have total control over your destiny. We all know how it's going to end up because we all know we just transitioning through here. So we know the ending. We don't control the ending. We know we didn't control the very beginning, which was our birth. But All the chapters in the middle, we have total control over. Yes, things happen that you didn't expect to happen unexpectedly, but you still control them. You know why? Because you control the final outcome of what you've been through. You have control over the fact that you can choose to let those traumas consume you, or you can choose to let those traumas groom you. Groom you into being a better person, groom you into a stronger person, groom you into turning that pain into power. Hey, Rosemary Greg, hello, Becoming. I love your context. Speaking real always. Thank you so much. Y'all got a choice to make today. And every day of your life, choose you, bet on you. Don't let nobody make themselves stand in front of you and think they're inferior. You are whoever it is you want to be. You are who you say you are. That's a part of that free will that God give you. That free will was inserted for a reason. You have free will. Free will means you take the first step and I'm going to take the rest. I'm going to see where your first step is going to lead you, and then I'm going to guide you on to victory. The free will that he's giving you is to go ahead and set the blueprint for what it is you want to do that's positive in your life. And I'm going to make sure you get there. So the free will is for you. The free will is for you to show God what you're working with. And you're going to make mistakes along the way. You're going to fall short. But all that pain can be turned into power. Even when it feels like it can't. Even when you feel like it's just no way I can get over what happened to me. Even when you feel like this person has hurt me forever. No, they haven't. Yes, you learn how to cope with that, but that person do not have the power over you. That person who did whatever they did to you, God will take care of them. God will make your enemies your footstool. They will reap what they sow. Hey, Tracy Coleman. Hey, Mary. They will reap what they sow. Even if they think they got away with something, they ain't get away with nothing, because you serve a God that's not going to let them get away with nothing. God. The Lord said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. You can't handle them like he can. Because see, he going to control their life here and they everlasting. You understand? He has control of all that. And his punishments can't be altered. His punishment, they can't stop. And I know human emotion. Hey, Dwayne Harris. Human emotion, we want to take care of everything. We want to hurt people back that hurt us. But I'm standing in front of you to tell you it don't always play out the way you want it to play out. Like I told y'all on my live last night, I did tick for tack for a long time. And it never played out in my favor. Because when I sat back, I had to look myself in the mirror and revisit all those things that I did. All the ways I disrespected myself just to try to hurt somebody else that hurt me. How I devalued myself trying to hurt somebody that hurt me. So although I did feel like in the moment I was doing what I needed to do, the ending of it, I didn't. I didn't win the battle. I won the battle, but I lost the war. Don't live your whole life playing tick for tack. Learn how to get people out your life when they mess up the first time. Now with family and stuff like that, I know we have to forgive, but when you take people at face value from the beginning, you already know what they're going to do before they do it. So when they do it, you shouldn't be surprised about it. Because you already knew what type of person this was. This your family. You take them at face value. But if you know you got a cousin that steal, why would you leave your pocketbook around them and then get mad because they steal from you? You knew they stole before you left the purse right there. But you knew that you were supposed to love them through it all. Take people at face value. If I know I got a cousin that steal, baby, when I leave, my pocketbook leaving. I love you, cuz, but you know, yeah, you got sticky fingers. If you got a cousin that you know is an addict or a family member that you know is an addict, why would you leave money around them? Why would you leave anything that's accessible to them that you know that they will possibly use to get that next feel good, that next high, and then blame them because they did exactly what you knew that they was gonna do? See, that's the thing. People blame people for being exactly who they already know they are. Now I said love people through everything. I didn't say be a fool now. It's a difference. Cause see, when you do something like that, you gotta hold yourself accountable. I knew he or she would do that, and I still did. But see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't like to hold themselves accountable for nothing. They think it's just so much easier to blame everybody in the world but themselves. Because see, you got to deal with yourself. And that take work. A lot of people don't want to work. But reconstructing yourself from the inside out is hard work. Because that takes you looking in the mirror and revisiting. You know how you see on those movies when people, like towards the end of movies, you'll see flashbacks. Flashbacks of what happened in their life from childhood and stuff like that. See, that day gotta come. Those flashbacks. Those flashbacks are imperative to your growth. Because you know, sometimes as humans, we can actually hide things in our memory. Y'all know that? You can suppress things. And it's usually the worst things that you ever did in your life or the worst things you ever been through in your life. You suppress the memory. That's the capabilities that we have. We can suppress it like it never happened at all. But what you have to understand, in order to grow those memories that you have suppressed, you have to let them go. You have to unsuppress them. You got to let them come to the forefront. You have to suppress, you have to visit those suppressed memories, y'all. You got to. Because again, they're imperative to where you're going. There is no future without a past, y'all. Those two things go hand in hand. But you are not who you was yesterday. So don't be ashamed of what your past was. It was your past, and it's your past for a reason. That's not who stands in that mirror today. You are not as strong then as you are now. You didn't love yourself then like you do now. You didn't understand or know yourself back then like you do now. You didn't know how valuable you were back then like you do now. You didn't understand that God loved you through it all back then like you do now. You didn't understand that you were deserving of everything good in this world like you do now. So that past had to get you to where you were. That was the hard work. That past was the work that you was putting in unconsciously. You were unconsciously putting in that work to get to your season and didn't even know it. You were unconsciously just thought you was going through something just for nothing. Nothing happens for nothing. Nothing happens by chance, y'all. Even the bad things, y'all, they happen because they're supposed to. And everything that you go through in life is a blessing or a lesson. But you got to deal with them both and learn how to separate the two. Know what was a lesson and what was a blessing. Open your minds, open your hearts, and know that good and bad are part of each other. There's no good. There's no good without bad. You got to go through the bad to get to the good. But even out of every bad situation, there's a silver lining somewhere at the end of it. So those two things go hand in hand. Dwayne Harris, I learned to love myself in 1990 after I checked into drug rehab. Congratulations to you, Dwayne Harris. Congratulations to you. May God keep you on the straight and narrow. See, my auntie, she was the same way. She was on heroin real bad when her kids were coming up. It was so bad that she made the paper. And her daughter still actually has the newspaper clipping when they found her and her brothers in the house. So her teenage daughter was raising the kids, her brothers, while their mama was out, unfortunately, on drugs. But that same woman came back and got clean, brought her a house, started working in the school district. See, the whole world had given up on her, but she chose not to give up on herself. So I always tell her to the day that she died that you are my hero. You inspire me to know that no matter what kind of obstacles are thrown in your way through this thing called life, you can overcome. But you have to want to. Everybody in this world can want it for you all they want. You have to want it for you because your relationship with God is personal. That's between you and him. He got to hear from you. Hey, Alice Flint. We got to go through something to get to something, y'all, but we worth it. We worthy of getting to something. We worthy of not staying complacent in our current situations. We worthy of keeping on moving. Keep on moving. Hey, Diane Stone. We worthy of everything good in this life. I don't care what you were, what kind of family. I don't care if you came from nothing. You can go to something. Don't worry about what your mama was, what your daddy was, what your grandma was. Don't focus on the generational curses that have been afflicting your family for years. You are not a part of that. Because again, once you keep hearing about, which a lot of families talk about generational curses and stuff, and I'm not saying that they're not real. What I'm saying is, don't allow your family to feed your mind. Because then that makes you think that it's okay to be in your current situation. You feel like, okay, this happened before me. This is a generational curse, so I can't do nothing to make it better. The curse stops with you. So I will not carry this generational curse no further because I'm not going to carry it to my children, my grandchildren. It stops with me. Whatever went on before me, I had no control over. But I'm going to save my whole family. Hey, Terry Cody. Good evening, Becoming Woman in chat. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to save my family. The curse stops here. We're not going to just sit back and let it keep going on like it's in our DNA. What it was that the people before us sowed bad seeds. And a lot of them went on before they could reap that harvest. So unfortunately, that harvest passed on to the next generation. But the curse stops here because I'm going to sow good seeds. I'm going to continue to pour into my children to sow good seeds. So that this generation, the generation after, they can continue to reap a good harvest. And the words in the teaching will only be uplifting. So that my kids can uplift and pour into their kids can uplift and pour into their children, and the cycle remains. So that shifts the whole atmosphere for my family. Because I'm not okay with hearing about generational curses. I'm not okay with thinking that that's all that God got for us. Not the God I serve. Not the God my imperfect self serve. He loves me through it all. Hey, Susie Ellison. Good evening, Becoming Mods in chat. He loves me through it all, despite what anybody in this world may think. Because people don't try to think about, a lot of people don't try to think about the good in people. They like to always point out what they do bad. Like you see some of these content creators, they put the good and bad of their life on display. But people choose to only talk about the bad things they do because they feel like the world thrives off drama and downing people. So they rather just focus on the negative. But they don't feel like it's popular to give kudos where it's due. They don't think it's popular to congratulate a person on what they're doing good. I believe if I'm going to talk smack about you when you're doing bad, I can praise you when you're doing good. Because there's a difference in having an opinion of someone and judging somebody. Because you can find yourself in that same situation when you wake up tomorrow. Your whole world could be different. You could be in the best place and got the best things right now. And you can speak so much and pour so much into being negative towards somebody else. You can wake up tomorrow and your whole life is changing. You look around like, what? What was the name of the movie with Eddie Murphy? A good example. What is the name? Did y'all watch it with Eddie Murphy? It's an old movie. Was it Trading Places? I think that was the name of it. When Eddie Murphy, he was playing as he was a bum. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. It was a movie with Eddie Murphy on it. He played like he was a bum, and he went to pickpocket the guy. Let me see. I think that is the name of it though. Trading Places. Yep, Trading Places. In a second, those two men got together and they said they was doing an experiment. And overnight, Eddie Murphy and the man traded places. Because the man was so cocky and felt like, oh, he was better than everything. Or treated Eddie Murphy so bad when Eddie Murphy came up to him and asked him for money, right? So y'all got to understand, some movies is teaching you a lesson. You may see it just as something fictional, but sometimes there's a big message in those movies. That's why to this day, that's one of the movies I love. Dwayne Harris says, yes, Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd. That's right. Susan Ellison said, God bless you, Mary Guerrero. What's going on with Mary? Did I miss something? Okay. Oh, God bless you as well, Miss Mary. I want y'all, if you haven't seen it, y'all go watch it. And watch it with an open mind. Don't watch it like it's just a movie. All of that for $1 bet. Exactly, Dwayne Harris. They bet $1. But overnight, they changed Dan Aykroyd's life completely. They made him walk in the shoes of the same person that he was downing. The same man that he kicked when Eddie Murphy was trying to ask him for some money. And in 24 hours, their life switched. Eddie Murphy had his life, and he ended up having Eddie Murphy's own. So like I said, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's an old movie, but I want y'all to watch the message. See, sometimes you can't always pay attention to the messenger. You got to listen to the message. Sometimes you got to learn to listen to learn and not listen to respond. Well, listen to understand versus listening to respond. If you haven't seen that movie Trading Places, I'm telling y'all, it's a lesson in it. I said, some of these movies be some real life stuff that can happen. At 24 hours, your life can change. See what they did to Kanye? Even though his life didn't change completely, but look, they stopped him from being a billionaire. And all of us sitting like, how in the world they did that? It's a funny movie with a strange message. Exactly. It got a twist. But you got to be open-minded when you're watching it to see the lesson in the movie. Anybody's life could become yours. And your life can become somebody else's. And in the end, look who ended up on top. Exactly, Rosemary Gregg. Eddie Murphy did. He ended up on top. He started off in the beginning as a hustler, as a bum. And he ended up on top at the end. But that is just how life can change. Tina Turner said, ask Bill Cosby. Now, Tina Turner, you know you're wrong. I ain't there. They didn't leave Bill alone, Tina Turner now. They done let the man out. Now here they go again, bothering them, talking some old people that came up. This man is blind. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't do nothing, because I think he admitted to some of it. But what I'm saying is this: he blind now. He can't even see if these real women that he know, that he's ever encountered. Why let the man out to come back and do something like that when he blind and he can't tell you if he ever seen this woman a day in his life for real? And if he was doing, the drugs that they say that he was giving to people, he probably was doing them too. So how he gonna remember just random people? But y'all can believe, I can believe the put man was doing that kind of stuff. Jesus Christ, it's just crazy to see. So many people want to be in that entertainment industry, y'all. But boy, you see so much devilment and hypocrisy in that entertainment business. It's scary. That's what I'm talking. Oh, that's what you're talking about? Yeah, for real. They're trying to strip him of anything because he wanted to stand. He wanted to buy something, which I'm very quite sure anybody who's following it know. And they felt like, I just feel like, in my opinion, don't tell me they messing with Bill. Yeah, Alice Flint, they messing with Bill again. Kanye went to Thanksgiving dinner at the Trump's house. Oh, he did. I remember they said he wore the hat, Dwayne, but I didn't know he went all the dinner and stuff. I didn't know he did that. See, because when I see foolery, when Kanye said, hey, but we hear a lot about, so this conversation taking a shift, y'all, okay? But that's what we here for, is reaction. So we about to react to this, okay? But it's still gonna be all in good commentary, good and inspiring and uplifting and asking opinions. That's what we here for us to talk to each other. Hey, Miss Aura. Miss R is a member. Thank you. Oh, yeah, y'all membership badges are available. And they now have on here where you can do super chats and super stickers. They're not mandatory, but I'm just letting y'all know that I do have that capability now on my page. So if you would like to bless me, I would. Everything's appreciated, but you don't have to, like I said. Tina Turner, they have to sell their souls. They can make it. They can make you and they can break you. And that's what I tell people. I said, God talks about that in the Bible. That in the end, and you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to either choose to be with them or you're going to choose to go with him. It's going to be your decision. But y'all know when Kanye said, and this is all, y'all, I swear to y'all, when it first happened, when his mama first died, I said the same thing. I said, did Kanye, and again, it's in my opinion, I said, did Kanye sacrifice his mama when it first happened? Because that was a kind of weird way for that just to happen, like the way it happened. And when he sat in that car after this, what that was, maybe last month or the month before, and he said he sacrificed his mama, but he said no blood on his hands. That's when I knew that. Yes, it is. He said I his own mouth. Oh, thank you so much, Miss R. I'll definitely tell her hello. She probably gonna run in here before the video. As soon as I say your name, she gonna go crazy. And when he sat in that car and he said that he sacrificed his mama, I was like, oh my goodness. But then he said no blood on his hands. See, I said, because if y'all paid attention to Kanye, that's when he changed. When his mama left here, that's when that baby changed completely. He just started doing all kind of random stuff that he that a lot of people in the world wouldn't like, but he just started doing it. It's because how can you come back from something like that? How can you come back for sacrificing your mama allegedly for financial gain? How can you come back from that? And because he hating the fact that he did it, because he mentioned some other names when he sat in the back of that car too, of people that's done it. And I said, that's crazy that I read, you of course, like I said, you read the Bible, you read that in the Bible, that it was going to be people like that, and you're going to have to pick a side. So when he said he sacrificed his mama, I said, see, yep, self-destruction, Dwayne Harris, for that almighty dollar. That's why I tell people, when everybody say money is the root of all, even though the love of money is. Because it's what you're willing to do for a doggone dollar. Something that you can take a doggone match to. Yes, we all need it to live, y'all, but it ain't worth your loved ones. Tina Turner said, yes, I believe that. It ain't worth your loved ones. You mean to tell me that you're going to sacrifice your loved ones for a dollar? Instead of just doggone, just you and your loved one hustling the right way to make it. Because see, some people just want to be overnight fame. They don't want to do the hard work in between to get where they got to go. Hey, Angela Brooks, they want everything to come easy. Anything that come easy ain't not going to withstand. And it's not supposed to. Because God wants us to work for everything that he give us. He don't want us to, he treat us how we should treat our children. Make them work for something. You don't work for it, you won't get it. A man that don't work, don't eat. And he do us the same way with the things that we go through in life. And your work is your faith. I would be broke eating noodles every day before I sacrifice my loved ones. Okay, Miss R? And it's not good for you. What are you referring to, Dwayne? You talk about money? So whatever, you know what? And if you do notice, like you put up a good name, Tina Turner. You think her brother knew? Well, that was her mom and her brother, ain't it? Tina Turner. Wasn't her mama and her brother or something like that? All at one time or something like that? But then I was like, hey Maisha, and she had so much talent. Selling our family, exactly, Dwayne Harris, because it's gonna come back on them in the worst way. Because they've already, defined their afterlife. Just to live on this life with some doggone money. Some of the happiest people don't got money. Then you pay attention to, I've been in places with people that got a whole lot of money, and I look at them and they don't have not a piece of designer on. They got on Walmart, they got on Target, they got on Kmart, they got on Skechers shoes, or they got the orthopedic shoes on. They don't have on no money. But most of these people now, they think that if they get a dollar, they got to show the world a dollar. That's how you is, Dwayne Harris. Stay like that. Stay humble. If God has blessed you abundantly, stay humble. That means you'll always keep it. You know what? Do you think Jennifer Hudson sacrificed her nephew and her mom? That's what it was. The nephew and her mom, no more drama. That's when it first happened, in my opinion, that's what I thought. But then her career didn't go nowhere. So that's why I was thinking no more drama. That's what kind of made me think maybe she didn't. Because her career didn't go nowhere. Usually after they do stuff like that, from what we see, they kind of elevate in the entertainment industry. It don't seem like her career went nowhere. It seemed like she just started slowly dissolving. Like they started not really giving her any more roles. You didn't really hear her singing much anymore. So if she did, it probably consciously beat her down. If she did. Her mom, it was her mom, her brother. Okay, that's right, Tina Turner. I remember. It was all at one time. I remember that. Miss R said, hey, Terry Cody. I remember that. It was all in one. And that's what I tell people, they get the floss. So y'all know the thing that be tearing me up when people, my credit score rises. They didn't put a doggone screenshot of their credit on the doggone internet. Or they didn't put a screenshot of their bank account on the internet. I be seeing it so much on Facebook. I be like, what is wrong with y'all? Like y'all live y'all life every day to try to prove something to the world. Why? Now they know who Social Security to go get, who Social Security number to go get, because you got good credit. You done worked all this time, but you felt the need to put screenshot your credit score and put it on the internet. Like people act like they can't keep no privacy these days. They so worried about what somebody think of them. I don't have much money and I'm very happy. That's right, Mr. Dwayne Harris. Long as you live and you happy, baby. What's for you is for you. Yeah, that was so sad, Maisha. Yes, it was. I remember that. I felt so bad for her. But then that was those was kind of like the first stories that was coming out when it first happened. That's what she allegedly did. But see, what I can see is, like I said, she started dwindling down one day. If she did, y'all, one day it's gonna hurt her so much, she's gonna be just like Kanye, come out and say it like he did. Because I couldn't believe he said it, y'all. When he said it in the back of that car, I like to pass out. If y'all was a fly on the wall when he said that, y'all would be like, oh my goodness. I'm rich in my heart. That's what matters. I'll take humbleness over wealth any day. Okay, Miss R. Yes, you said a word. Because a lot of people, they get it and they get unhumbled all of a sudden. You just forgot where you came from. So now you became rich, so you can look down on the people in your community and say, "Oh, treat them like they under you. They dirt underneath your toes. Because now your blessings have come. But you know what? They're gonna be short lived because you did the wrong thing with them. God giveth and God taketh away. If you can't be humble with his blessings, he's not gonna let you keep them. Because really, in reality, what people don't understand, God give you for you to give others. Not give everything, but he wants you to change some lives. If he let you walk into the seasons of abundant financial blessing and abundant um just intellect, he wants you to share that stuff with other people. What is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? See, y'all got to remember these kind of things. These things are these sayings that God say there for a reason. You're gonna get it to everybody gonna get their test trial. That's right, Miss Tina Turner. And that's why I was so worried about him. Thought he was missing after he came out and said all that. He's somewhere supposedly, allegedly, that got married to another woman. But that no matter how many women he married, no matter what he do, he'll never find happiness for what he did to his mama. Allegedly, I don't think I even have to say allegedly because he said it himself. But I'm just gonna say allegedly anyway. Like how do you think that you could ever be happy after you did something like that? The woman who gave life to you, she sacrificed herself to give life to you, and that's what you had for her. You put a price on her. You being rich and famous was worth your mom. But see, that's what a lot of people in this world think. That's why I'm blessed on you. Will continue to be, Miss R. That's why I tell people you can love your kids, but don't give these kids everything you got and be completely drained. Kanye is a great example. I'm very quite sure his mom did all that she could for him because he always talked good about her. And look what he had to give her back. Her life was worth the dollar bill. So she invested all her time, because they say every time a woman have a baby, she got one foot in the grave. So she invested all her time, her health, the chance that she may not make it out to give birth to him. And look what he gave her in the end. This is why I tell y'all there's no bump beds in those caskets. Be the best parent that you can be, but that's it. Be who you can be, and that's it. Don't give these kids more than what you got to give, because then what's gonna be left for you? Then they can get out in this world and want to be rich and famous and say, okay, you can take my mama out. Excuse me? That's who you picked? That's how you decided to do that? That's why my respect for him now. Like I said, all the times he said all the crazy stuff, I just be like, that man need help, that man need help, that man need help. I continue to say that. But when he said that, when he came out of his mouth and said he did that to his mom, never again in life. And his life has been miserable since he sacrificed her life. That's correct, Miss No More Drama. And that's why you say you think he has mental issues too. That's why, though, Miss R. I think that's why he has mental issues, because what he did to his mama. How can you overcome that? Because now that he's getting older and older, life without mama ain't easy. Because still in my old age, it's plenty of things that I go through in life and plenty of obstacles that I want my mama to be able to help me over. So just imagine in that business that he in, that evil filled business, can't you imagine there's plenty of days he will want his mama right there with him? But the reason she not there beside him is because of him. Because you made a decision to try to play God. Which is, in my opinion, God could have stopped that if he wasn't ready for her. But I think he already knew what Kanye was born. So he said, okay, this is how you feel. She can come on back with me. Since that's the way that you want to play, God give everybody to us for a certain amount of time. Since you want to play that game, you will no longer, since that's the game you want to play, I'm gonna make you think you succeeded at something, because I'm gonna bring my child back home with me, and you will forever be damned. And that's what his life has been. I don't care how much money he got. This is what I tell people when they thrive their life off money. Look at him. Look how miserable he has been for years. Ever since that lady closed her eyes, we watched him go down and down and down and down and down. We watched it, and I'm not judging him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying by what we actually saw. This ain't nothing I made up. The whole world saw it. We all see it. Exactly. That's what she had. I know she had went in for some surgery, Tina Turner, and they said she, passed away doing that. So it make you think, if that was the case, if you sacrificed your mama, then did this person who was doing the surgery allegedly, what part they played in that? That's right. I bet you that hag riding his behind. I bet you she riding that behind. And he ain't never been the same since. But when he came out his mouth and said it, Miss R said them nightmares kicking his tail. That's why I said, yeah, I bet you. He have those stuck sleep splinter days. Payback is a okay. You will forever. It seems like no matter how much money he make in this world, that man will never be happy. From what it seems. Because we ain't seen him happy in a long, 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 long time ever since he did that to his mom. You already know that that's what's making him feel the way he feel, because as we saw for ourselves, he said it. So now this is where the place that I be talking about, that we all get in when we stand in front of the mirror, have to self-evaluate, and those suppressed memories start come back to the surface. Because you could try to suppress. Okay, Miss R said, hit like, subscribe, and share button, please. Thank you so much, Miss R. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and share button, please, you all. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, he has self-hatred and he'll forever have it. Because ain't no making that right. Ain't no making that right. How you gonna make that right? She didn't deserve that. That wasn't for her. The woman who gave life to you. All that money and not happy. That's right, Maisha. That's what I tell people. Don't think money equates happiness. We see some of the most richest people the most miserable. We seeing them right now, ODing. We seeing them going through so much in their life. We see them being miserable. We see them, God forbid, they taking their own lives. But see, these are people that thrive off money, that they watching them. And these are the people that they want to be only because of what in their pocket. They don't know these people personally. They don't know what's inside these people. But just because they see these people with more money than they feel like they have, they want to be like them. They want to idolize them. And these people be rich and miserable. That's why Kim had those 3 children for him. Everything will belong to them. It's 4 of them, right? I think it's 4. Yeah, and then everything will belong to them. But that man is, and I said, whoever that woman is that married him, honey, I think they said she was an architect for Yeezy. I put it up on that. I did a short about it when they allegedly got married. Child, bye. Why? Why? So I just think I can think that anybody that marry him is you already in the same headspace he in, because ain't no way. Once you hear a man say that he sacrificed his wife, you gonna marry him. I mean, he sacrificed his mom. So that means you don't. What you think you mean to him? Hey, inclusion girl. Good afternoon. Sitting at my desk listening. Happy Tuesday. Come on, 340. I know that's right. That's so. What you think that he'll do for you for the right price? You crazy? I ain't finna marry nobody. You done said you sacrificed your mama. Boy, you'll do it to your mama. Who am I? Shoe, please. For the right price, baby, you up and out of here. Clearly. Clearly, that's what he's displayed. Oh no, I pass. I don't care how much I pass. I can't be the one. Don't love me, don't like me, don't nothing. That's right, Dwayne Wayne Harris. Money cannot. Okay, that's she said. Talk Miss 1981. Tina Turner said money can't make you happy. Exactly, Tina Turner. Terracotta said hello, inclusion guru. I don't know why people think money defines happiness. Yes, again, we all need it to live on this earth, to pay rent and pay car insurance. We need it. But baby, if you got to do all that for it, honey, that ain't it. And that God ain't nowhere in that. God is not the author of confusion. God don't have nothing to do with that blessing. So that means that blessing is temporary. Because the devil give blessings too, y'all. His own form of what he calls a blessing. Because remember, the devil was once an angel. Oh no, I pass. But you just see so many people, like we see these young babies, they overdosing off of this. So much stuff going on in the world. I be watching it. They don't know how to struggle. They think it's old to them. Exactly, Miss R. And a lot of them do come from struggle, and they know they don't want to go back. So what these people do, what I'm thinking, in my opinion, is they get them, they start showing them all this money, and then they be willing to do anything in the world for it, just to never have to go back to the hard times. They don't understand love will withstand or a lot of stuff. Love will carry you through a lot of stuff that money won't. Yes, I agree with R too, Terry Cody and Maisha. Yep, facts. All for the money, that mighty dollar. And it'd be so sad to watch. Like I said, we see all these kids that's just, and they be on all this drugs and all this glean and all this other stuff. They be on all this mess just to be able to wake up in the morning. Who can equate that to happiness? Any kind of happiness. If you always out your mind, you don't know if you're happy or not because you're never sober. So how can you enjoy what you have when you're never sober? You got to keep what kind of pain are you trying to ease? Because that's the only reason somebody would want to be high all the time, if it's something that they don't want to have to deal with. So they rather just be high all day so they don't have to think about it. But when that high go down, those problems are still there. That high don't change it. The high don't change what you've gone through in your life. Dealing with it changes it. Changes the way, at least changes the way that you allow it to affect your everyday life, affect the type of person you're going to be, eh, and how you're going to turn that pain into power. Because it's a must that pain turns into power. That is a must. The pain was allowed to infiltrate your life to give you power. Even though in the moment it didn't seem like it, because it was a weak moment for you, because you were going through something that you could not control, whether it's molestation or even addiction. But you live to overcome those things. And suppressing it don't make it go away, because one day all that stuff starts floating to the top. So you haven't equipped yourself enough to be able to deal with it when you have to deal with it again. Because stuff don't just go away. You have to deal with it. You have to. Even the most painful things, y'all, we have to deal with them. That's just like I was telling a story about how my husband found out one of my cousins molested me when I was younger. He came over from out of town. He came over to my house and he gave me a hug. And I gave him a hug, hey, cuz, because I chose not to let nobody control my forever. But my husband called me in the room at the gate and said, why are you shaking like that? And I said, I'm not shaking. What you talking about? He said, yes, you did. When he gave you a hug, I know you said that's your cousin, but when he gave you a hug, your body started to shake. Dwayne Harris said, no, it don't. I know firsthand. Clean and sober since 1990. Again, congratulations. You stay on that path, Dwayne. We so happy for you. Congratulations. Don't let nothing take you back. That was just a test for your testimony. And he said, you was shaking. I said, no, I wasn't. He said, yes, you were. I'm telling you. When he hugged you, your body started to shake. So I had to go ahead and tell him the story of what happened, what he did to me when I was younger. And he said, you letting him welcome him with open arms. What's wrong with you? And you let him come over here. I said, understand this. He does not control me. He said, well, evidently you haven't dealt with it. He said, because your body is shaking. And that was another time in my life when I started to self-evaluate myself. See, I suppressed those memories, so I didn't want them to control me. But I didn't even understand the fact that that hurt was still coming out in my actions. I thought suppressing the memory would make it go away. That I could one day suppress it so deep that it would just disappear. But it didn't. Once he laid his hands on me to hug me, my body reacted. The memories came back to the forefront of that 7-year-old little girl. Those memories came back. So again, no matter how much I tried to suppress it, it didn't go away. And that's what I'm here to tell y'all today. You have to deal with your traumas, y'all, because they do not go away. You just learn how to cope with them. And it's okay to stand in your truth. If it happened, it happened. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do about something when you was an innocent child and didn't even have the strength to fight back? What can you do when, even when you did tell somebody, they told you to stop being grown? It may be something that you did to make it happen. Or don't you ever go outside of this? Don't you tell the family business? Don't you ever go outside and tell nobody that happened to you? Because they're gonna take you away and put you in foster care forever. You'll never see your family again. And see, that's what a lot of children deal with. That's why they don't say nothing. They don't tell. Because you raised off what happens in this house stays in this house. And correction, the age was 9, not 7. I'm thinking about that came out. That was my cousin. I was 9. But you have to understand this. This is why a lot of children don't say nothing. Because they still love their people. They still love their family. They don't want to leave. But they told when they go tell, oh, it's something you did. So now they reevaluating if they, if they deserved it. Did I deserve it at 9 years old? What could a 9-year-old have done to deserve that? What could a 9-year-old have done to deserve her own mama not doing nothing to protect her? Even once she was told, telling her she too grown. You probably did something hot. You probably was around there being mannish. Because she was too invested in a man. She was too worried about what she had going on to care about what her own child had going on. Because she loved her family so much that she didn't want nothing to happen. She would just rather what happens in this house stays in this house. And I carried that for a long time until I found out my mama was a product of the same thing. Not at the same age, but at the same thing. Of the same thing. So she really had no pity for me because nobody had no pity for her. So this is what I talk about when I say about revolving cycles. How could she pity me when nobody pitied her? And that's what she said, Dwayne. That's what molesters say. They'll take you away. And that's what I was told. And didn't find out till later on in life when she passed away that she had gone through this a lot of the same things. That's why she couldn't pity me going through it, because she felt like she made it through. She felt like she made it through, so you'll make it through too. You just shut up. You hush. And you don't ever tell nobody. But I'd be damned if it was gonna happen to mine. I always told her, you make sure you tell me if anybody, I don't care if they make you feel funny around them. You tell mama, and I'm gonna handle it. And I thank God to this day it's never happened, because y'all, let me tell you something. I would not be on speaking to y'all right now. Y'all be seeing me on the news instead. Cause I ain't gonna never let it. I ain't gonna never let it pass. I'm not gonna never let nobody get away with that. You will not get away with that. But that's why I tell my children, I bared the scars so y'all wouldn't have to. That's why I get the power from it, everything that I went through. I feel like I had to bear those scars to protect my babies, to show me what people, even your family, will do to you. That's the problem. I always telling people to be quiet. Exactly, Maisha. Hey, loving me, Tracy Anderson. Like, how could you love somebody more than you love your own child? You so worried about saving face with your family that you will let, because that was another family member, you would let that slide. But that's what goes on in a lot of homes. They just told not to tell her, but then when a little girl become promiscuous and she out here sleeping with everybody because she feel that sex defines love, everybody want to talk about her. They don't understand that her innocence was taken from her by a family member, that a person that was supposed to love her. So she don't understand that everybody that you lay down with don't love you. She felt like that was her first introduction to love. A cousin that she loved so much taking her innocence. So how was she supposed to know the difference? Because she loved her cousin and her cousin supposedly loved her. And he always said that he loved her. So how is she supposed to know that every man she laid down with don't love her? When her first introduction to love was her innocence being stripped. With her being introduced to something that she should have never been introduced to at 9 years old. How is she supposed to know what love is? So now that she's out there and she's promiscuous, everybody got something to say. But where were these voices when her innocence was being taken? Where were you? But now that it's time to pass judgment, there's 1,000 people. But when she needed somebody, there was no one there. Hey, sweet tea, how you doing? We share the same story. It is generational. I'm very protective of my sons and grandsons. That's right, Rosemary Gregg, and stay like that. That's how I am about all my kids. But see, 1,000 people come together to judge you. But when you need help, there's nobody there. Even as an innocent 9-year-old, people want to make it your fault. How the hell could it be a 9-year-old's fault? Yes, Miss Sweet Tea is. Miss No More Drama said, hey, Sweet Tea, beautiful. Yes, she is gorgeous. A beautiful woman. How? Can you make that make sense? No, you can't make that make sense. And how dare you ever try to make that make sense? Protect your kids. I don't care who it is. Never love somebody more than you love your kids. If you don't got a protection bone in your body, you should not be a parent. And that's not judging, that's being facts. If you will let somebody do that to your child and your child come to you, even if you wasn't there in the moment to catch it, to save them, then when they came to you, that's your opportunity to save them. Don't tell them that they wrong. Even when they come to you crying and you can physically see that they've been hurt. But y'all don't want the family name tarnished. The hell with that family name. Too many little girls and boys out here suffering because of the neglect of their parent doing something. That's why these little girls, teenagers out here pregnant, like myself was. That's why. Because they're looking for love in all the wrong places. And once somebody take their innocence, they think that defines love. So they want to lay down with men because they feel like if a man is affectionate with them and have sex with them, they love them. They don't see it as being hot. They're not trying to be hot. They're trying to be loved. Because while their little minds and bodies still growing, somebody comes in and intercepts it and take their innocence from them. So now that Pandora box been open way before it was supposed to be. Most likely they were touched by the same family member. Sometimes, but she wasn't in this situation. My mom wasn't. No, not by the same family member. But what I'm saying is they sat there and they just tried to make excuses for it. You know, that's the thing. There's no excuse for that. And sometimes you will have those children because they went through that in life and they couldn't get the one that actually victimized them. They'll actually grow. This is the type of content that can help someone. Thank you, Alice Flint. You know, sometimes those same little girls grow into accusers, meaning they always accusing somebody of touching them that ain't did nothing to them, but they want somebody to pay for that pain. So since nobody really convicted the person who did something to them, sometimes those little girls either become promiscuous or they become accusers. Somebody going to pay for what happened to me. It happened to me at 14. I turned to drugs, got clean in 1990. I'm so sorry, Dwayne. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But I thank God you are overcoming. See, people got to be so quick to stop judging people because you don't know what somebody went through. You don't know what, even if it's an adult woman that's being promiscuous, do you really think in your head that a woman want to lay down with different men? When you're a little girl and you coming up, you always think about the day that you get married. You get married to one man. Do you think a lot of women come up in this world thinking they got to go through 1,000 dinos before they can find a husband? Do you think that's intentional? A lot of those women have traumatic stories and they tried to suppress, and it's coming out in their actions unconsciously. And they don't even know what the hell they doing. It's just happening. I'm healed thanks to God and rehab. I know that's right, Dwayne. I know that's right. Don't ever let nobody, them victimizers, they do not have power over us. Because we know one day we will get our vengeance. And it may not be on this side, but they'll see it. But we can't allow that trauma to control the rest of our lives. Because then at that point, we only fail ourselves. We are in total control of us. And that pain will be our power. And we are worthy. No matter what we went through, what they didn't devalue us. We still valuable. We still precious gems. But what I'm saying, you know, just like I see a lot of times on the end, people just got to be careful on how you judge people because you never know what got them to that place. And like I said, a lot of people don't feel comfortable talking to people about what they're going through. So they act out. Even adults act out because they haven't dealt with the childhood trauma. So they act out from childhood all the way through adulthood because nobody want to help them. Everybody want to judge them. Be more of a helper than you are a judge. And if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Let people live their life how they want to live their life because you don't know why they living it like that. If they right next to you and you can help them, you uplift them, you inspire them, you pour into them, and they don't even have to know why you pouring into them so much. You have those people, why are you so nice to me? Because I want to be. You don't have to say, oh, because I heard that you was molested when you was no. I'm here for you because I love you. I'm here for you because I want to inspire you. I'm here for you because I want to help you. And sometimes I just want to sit here and be a listening ear. And I don't have no opinion. I don't want to talk. I don't want to tell you anything. I just want to listen to you. Because sometimes just getting it out is a part of healing. Just being able to finally sit down and talk to somebody. Just finally getting it out can be the first step to healing, just getting it out. Because you had to hold it all this time because they told you what happens in this house stays in this house. So you've been letting it stay in the house. But while you letting it stay in the house, you're losing a part of you every single day. And you only allowing yourself to be partially fixed because you don't want to deal with the hard stuff. So you want to go ahead and fiddle around with just the easy stuff that you think is fixable. No, deal with that hard stuff. Because that hard stuff is what's going to make you or break you. Deal with the hard stuff. You have to deal with it. It do not go away. It's a must that you deal with the hard stuff. It's going to be hard. You're going to cry, but deal with the hard stuff. Because that hard stuff is what's going to help you change your mindset, and that's what's going to help you change your life. Y'all are worthy. We all are. Again, no matter what we went through in the past, that's exactly what that is, our past. Those suppressed memories are still memories, no matter how you try to box them. God changed me. I know that's right, Dwayne Harris. And he can change anybody. And ain't nobody saying you got to be at church every Sunday and ushering at your church. Ain't nobody saying you got to do all that because I told y'all before, your relationship with God is personal. Church is a place that you go to fellowship with others. You deal with your God. You deal with God on your terms. You deal with your God the way you deal with him. Because again, y'all relationship is personal. You don't have to, nobody can tell you how to deal, how to talk to God. Nobody can tell you what your relationship with God is supposed to be. That's between you and him. The memory will never go away. Exactly, Dwayne Harris. It will never go away. Those memories will never go away. But we learn how to cope with them and we turn them into our strength. And we hopefully can help children that's coming up like us to help hopefully prevent them from stepping in those situations. Or if God forbid we meet one that already went through it, try to our best to help them through it. And be the voice for them that nobody else wanted to be because they was too busy trying to keep a secret because Papa was in there putting his hands on people like you shouldn't have, or cousin or uncle, or even daddy. Some daddies. And they putting their hands on people inappropriately, or aunties, because it's women too. It ain't just men. Past pain makes you strong. Exactly, sweet tea. Because it gives you something to grow off of. You already seen the bad. Now it's time to reach the good. But in order to reach the good, you got to deal with the bad. Because see, the bad is how the road started. But a damn sure ain't how we got to finish. Please hit the like button. Thank you so much. No more drama. Right, sweet tea. Hey, becoming a woman. Hey, Terry Rachel. I don't do organized church. I worship at home. Okay, Dwayne. And it's the same feeling. And that one more personal sometimes because you sit there and you get to cry in your house and scream and holler talking to your God. But like I told you, I do enjoy when I do go to church. I enjoy fellowshipping with others. I be in there crying and all that. But again, it don't define my relationship. It don't make me no more of a Christian walking in that church than it was while I was sitting at home in my bed. See, that's what a lot of religious people don't understand. Because you dress up and you used to go to church every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, that don't make you know, that don't mean you got more of a relationship with God than somebody that never walked in the church before. How you know? They might talk to God way more than you do. You may only be a Christian on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday when you're in front of the pastor. You probably ain't never had them breakdowns in the bathroom or in the closet, or riding in your car talking to God, or even sitting down somewhere in class or at work, closing your eyes, talking to God, because he reads your heart. We all are worthy. Anybody who's went through those kind of traumas, I am praying for you. But just know, turn that pain into power, baby. It happened. You can't reverse it, y'all. It happened. And it's okay. It's not okay that it happened. It's okay. What I'm saying is because you lived through it. You can't change it. But it does not define you. It is not the author, the main author of your story. It's just a chapter in your book. You got a whole lot of better chapters coming, baby, that you can focus on. Some churches are too judgmental. Exactly, Dwayne. Some of them are very. You got a whole lot of more chapters coming up, baby. And your ending is superb. So as long as you live and there is a chance, until God say the curtains are drawn. I don't care what it looked like today, there is still a chance. And as long as you speak it over your life, it will happen for you. Everything in this world that you want, you will have. The desires of your heart will be fulfilled. Believe in yourself. Don't fumble yourself. Manifest over your life. Don't speak negativity over your doggone life. You are the author. Loving me, Tracy Anderson. Say, hey, R, Sweet Tea, and Alice Flint. You are the author. Write a good book. Write a national seller. Make the world know your name. Y'all, I'm out of here. I enjoyed all of y'all today. Remember, I hope your today was better than yesterday. Your tomorrow is better than today. Every day that God blow that breath in your body, baby, you one step closer to your season. Don't fumble yourself worrying about the world. I love you all. Till next time.